Okay, so we've covered the first 4 of the Fab 5 questions. Fab 5 question number 5, numero cinco, as we say here in San Antonio, is this. I'm curious. Remember, I'm curious, I'm interested, I care. I'm curious. Are you ready to move ahead with the investment today? Now, I'd like for you to pause just for a second and repeat that after me out loud. I'm curious. Are you ready to move ahead with the investment today? Are you ready to move ahead with the investment today? Go ahead and say it out loud alone to yourself. I'll give you a second to do that. Now, as you did that, how did you feel? What were the feelings that you had inside? Let me tell you that 9 out of 10 salespeople have this reaction, this discomfort in their inner being when they ask that question. Why is that? Well, they have that discomfort, that uncomfortable feeling because somewhere along the road they were taught that salespeople are pushy, shoving, intrusive, manipulative, selfish, self-centered, arrogant, all of those kinds of things. And 9 out of 10 salespeople feel a great amount of discomfort because they feel like they're pushing people to a decision. Well, let me give you some good news. Fab 5 question number 5, I'm curious, are you ready to move ahead with the investment today? Rarely needs to be asked outright if you've done the other 4 questions properly, if you've established trust, credibility, respect, rapport, if you've given your buyer ample information, ample knowledge about the product, if you've met their needs, if you in the beginning asked them what's most important to you and you developed your sales presentation around the answers to that question and you built a huge amount of value, Fab 5 question number 5 rarely needs to be asked. It does need to be asked sometimes, and sometimes you've got to put your foot forward and you've got to ask people, hey, listen, I'm curious, I'm interested. Are you ready to move ahead with the investment today? Now, what's the presupposition contained within that question? A couple of them. Number 1, that they're ready to move ahead with the investment. Number 2, that they're going to do it now, today. Now's the time for them to buy. And I think that's the part, in fact, I know that's the part that make most salespeople uncomfortable, is that today part, because they feel like they're being a little bit pushy and intrusive. But you're not. If you've done all of the work in advance by building trust, by building value, by giving them meeting need after need after need, by helping them stack on mentally the reasons why they should invest in this piece of property, guess what? They begin to ask that question to you. And that question that they ask, the questions that they ask to you that are similar to that are, hey, listen, what's the next step? Where do we go from here? Where do I make selections? What does the financing process look like? Are you able to help me through this? How long does it take to build this? When can I get in this piece of property? All of those kinds of questions. If you start receiving those kinds of questions, guess what? You've done your job. And it's a matter of just a simple short period of time before they actually endorse the paperwork and you have a contract, you have an agreement. So Fab 5 question number 5 is, I'm curious. I'm very curious. I'm interested. I care. I want to know, are you ready to move ahead with the investment today? Now let's get a response back from them. If they say, no, listen, I'm not ready to move ahead with the investment today, your response to them back is what? Well, if you're a superstar salesman, you're like, hey, listen, it's a big decision. I understand. I went through it. My family went through it. What other information do I need to provide you to help you with that decision, to make that decision? You just simply backed up a step or two, didn't you? You're going to give them more information. The reason people don't make a decision, all things being equal, in other words, they're a qualified buyer, you've matched them up with the right product, the right amenities, the right fit, all things being equal, the reason that people don't make a decision is because they don't have enough information to substantiate their choice. And because they don't have enough information, they feel there's some fear there. So it's your job as a superstar salesperson, a professional salesperson, to help them get over that fear, to help them manage that fear with more facts, more validity, more value, more trust, more credibility, more respect, more rapport, more value. Did I say value? More value. That's your job. Question number 5, I'm curious, you ready to move ahead with the investment today? It's a question that you rarely have to ask if you've done all of your homework in advance. But you do have it in your tool belt, you have it in your arsenal, and you can use it. Because once you ask that question, the answer that they give you, if they say yes, great. If they say no, because, now you have more material to work with, so you can help serve them and you can help them make a decision. So those are your Fab 5 questions. Let me just reiterate that you ask those questions based on your particular personality style, your particular method of building rapport, trust, and credibility and respect. Here's the one thing that I know. All superstar salesperson, they work from a place of authenticity. Authenticity. They genuinely try to help people. They genuinely try to meet people's needs. They genuinely try to fit them into the right product, into the right service. When you are authentic, your customer, your buyer knows that, and you have a much greater opportunity to close the sale. And that's what we're here for. So I hope you've enjoyed the Fab 5 questions. Please feel free to share them with all of your teammates, all your colleagues, your peers, your fellow salespeople. And until we meet again, take great care.